All right, what's up, everybody? Sorry we were running a little bit behind. We had some issues, but I think we're all good now. Um, we had some camera issues. Um,
Technology.
do you want to? I never even thought. Do you want to go by Jeff or by Zotek or We
Um,
Bleed?
that's so good. Jeff Zotek. A lot of people don't know. I mean, everyone I guess knows the name Zotek, my pilot handle. So, but yeah, my real name is Jeff Grabowski. So, but yeah, what's up, everybody?
If
Sorry, we had a little technical issues here this morning, and yeah, I have no idea what's going on with my desktop, you could say. So we're doing it from my phone. Sorry for the delay.
if you guys don't know, he owns We Bleed. I think you sponsor the most events out of anybody that I know. Every time I see, especially a micro whoop race, it seems like you're always a sponsor. So that's really cool. That's why one reason I wanted to have you on because you
Yeah,
sponsored
but
our Christmas special. That was you were the biggest sponsor for that event. That was really cool.
glad to assist, man. It's my pleasure, man. It's a lot of fun out there and supporting our community. So, someone, we got to someone's got to lay the foundation. Everybody has put their share in time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into it. So, I'm just doing my little part. I'm just a part of the, you could say the cog, small aspect of that system. So, but we're all in this together, and that's what it's all about, though.
Um, are you going to go to the museum race? I didn't know if you got in or not.
Am I going? Well, this year there's a lot of conflict with schedules. One, I have a full-time job. I work at a company called Emerald Equipment Systems. I'm actually going on year 20 now, so this is year 19, going on to year 20. So that's kind of my career. I'm an industrial salesman. So there's a lot of conflict right now. We actually just lost. Unfortunately, in the last 6 months, we probably lost like 4 to 5 assets, employees, people come and go. So that does diminish my ability, my flexibility, as because I'm that kind of SME kind of guy. So to answer your question, am I going to the Ohio race? That is undetermined at this point, unfortunately. Plus, we have Whoop Champs 2 weeks after, and yeah, with losing so many employees at Emerald, I lost my flexibility, so I can't just get up and run, which just cost me going to IO this year too. So this is not, because all those employees, new employees, need to be trained, and you know, yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on the team, and but yeah, so Ohio race, it's up in the air. I don't know. I might be able to sneak in maybe on a Friday night, and then just jet out, but we'll see what happens.
I saw you're sponsoring that again this year. Will this be your fourth year sponsoring or third?
Oh no, I think yeah, I think I've been a sponsor since day one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, I'm pretty sure me and Kelly, he might have, I might have, I'm pretty sure that I was in there for the first event up until this. What are we at, the 6 or 7
I
right
think
now?
this is the seventh.
Seventh. Okay, so yeah, it's been I've definitely been in house at least 3 to 4 times in person, and I missed the first year. I was there the second year. I'm, yeah, my brain's a little fried, but we've been there supporting that one for a very long time, and we're glad to support that. It's a great event. I mean, just that environment is pretty amazing, So we're very fortunate and glad to help out everybody because that was the I think the first one. I don't know if that was the COVID year, but that was 2019,
Uh,
2020.
yeah, I think it was 20. I think it was 29. What? Yeah, if this is the seventh one, it was 2019 because I got in, and I actually didn't get in. At the first one, they only had 16 people, and then I didn't get in, and then Kelly actually asked me like, somebody dropped out, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to go? Do you want to race?" And I was like, "I couldn't because I had plans because I didn't think I was going to get in." And then
7 years. There we go. Thanks, props. I just looked down. 7 years. So, yeah, yeah. Take advantage. If somebody's gonna send you a ticket or give you a ticket or get in, take it.
Well, that was the first year, so I didn't go. But then I got out of whoop racing really for a few years, and then I think 3 years ago I got into the museum race, and I kind of started racing again.
Nice. I'm just sharing this link here to a couple of the local groups that I'm in. Let's get you some attendees here.
Thank you. What's up, King Keek? I forgot to say what's up to chat. I always usually do that, but what's up, Ogre? What's up, Papa Grizzly? What's up, Shelby? What's up, Gaps? RJ, what's up? Props off. I think I already said props off. Sky, what's up? Uh, Hypnos, what's up? What's up, Jimmy?
Good morning. Actually, we're going to say good afternoon,
Yeah, it's
everybody.
good. It's good. I
That
know.
was my fault. I had too much technical, I had too much tech issues this morning here, so
It's
and I'm
cool,
still
man.
having. See, this is my. I don't know if you can see it, but I got blue screens happening right there, and I don't know why it's doing that.
Yeah, I saw it. That's weird.
Yeah, and those are some Logitech HDs. But maybe it could be the USB port. I don't know. I'm not. I'm. Which is crazy. I'm not the most tech savvy kind of guy, which is kind of crazy for doing what we do here. So.
I feel you though, man. Anything with like computers and stuff, I probably wouldn't even do if it wasn't for FPV.
Yeah, it's like weird. I don't know why it's almost like your graphics card or something doesn't have enough pow to handle it. Oh, now I can't find my camera. Oh, there it goes. Oh, still doing it. Oh well. Let's continue with the show.
um, do you ever fly 5 inches, or are you just strictly whoops?
Let me see. Do I have the ability to rotate camera?
Jimmy, he reset his PC and everything, and tried a
Oh
different
yeah,
camera.
tried everything. It's just for whatever reason, it's the Google um, is not the Google is not able to take the information. I don't know. Something's weird. 5 inch. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but here on my wall, I haven't flown them in a while though. But I got some old school. These were those were donated. Got some Emax 5 inch and some custom builds here. So yeah, I'm majority. I mean, to answer that question, majority is mostly whoops. 5 inch is just a little too heady for me.
Yeah, I didn't know. I should have went back. I don't know if you posted any 5 inch videos. Usually, when I have somebody on,
No,
I was gonna say like, I've never seen you even talk about a 5 inch or fly 5 inch, so I didn't know.
no, no. We're gonna have to, I mean, for us to expand our store, we're gonna have to, kind of develop into a different realm. But the market's changing, so I'll probably as I expand, I'll definitely be adding, some components that bleed over, you could say. But yeah,
Yeah,
majority is whoops though. I mean, for me, it's like a stepping stone. It's the easiest thing. You know, I could run a store in my basement because the components are much, they're tinier, and I don't, it's a nice stepping stone. It makes it easy to get in here, and if I ever could get the more financing and I got to quit my full time job, which would be a tough one though. But I could take this company out of my basement and move into a traditional brick and mortar. But right now, it's just I'm kind of playing it safe, and I got a massive basement. It's not finished, but it's dry, and it's controlled climate, and that's probably what you need the most of anything. So, but yeah, it's pretty. There's my little operation here. So I've been expanding it, and being very methodical on the product line. So, I mean, for me to get into 5 inch, I would have to really hone in on certain products. But the problem about FPV is that the technology constantly changes so much, And there's always, there's everybody out there that is chirping in the manufacturer's ears saying, oh, we need this, or we need, we need this and we need that. And they listen often, which sometimes they shouldn't. They'd be like, hey, like, we should create the stuff and you guys test it out. And I get it. But what I'm trying to convey here is that it pushes, so much the inventory cycle to a point of, like, you can't really build, you know I don't know. I like the premise of building a brand, and you get accustomed to a certain spec, and you can maximize that. Same thing with, like, flight controllers. They're constantly changing flight controllers every 6 months. You'll get a new flight controller that gets dropped, and then it's just a pain in the ass because you kind of take 2 steps forward, and you realize you took 3 steps backwards because they put the chipset in the wrong spot, or they put the gyro over here, or they put, it just makes things, or the chips itself are too thin, and when you crash, they friggin' flex and bend, and boom, there goes your VTX. So it's just one of those. This was one of those things. It's just like, technology moves so quickly, and it's hard to keep up. And I kind of feel for the bigger boys out there, but they know what they're doing. They got smart people behind them, and this is a very it's my passion. It's my hobby. So, and it's just, I'm very fortunate and lucky to, like, have the business set skills in place to kind of run this type of operation, because it's no easy feat. You can look at my competitors. You could compare how much complaints or compliments that they receive, and to what we get. So you kind of shows you got to have the right mindset and the skills to kind of run like an operation, like any type of business. You just got to be grounded and understand what you can and can't do, and don't try to break the fucking bank. Excuse my French.
You're good, man. Like, what about this? Well, this isn't really off topic, but
Yeah, it's all good.
we're talking about your store. Like, what made you want to make hot sauce? Is that your other hobby
Yeah,
too?
I'm all about connecting components. That's what we do in my industry, is my construction industry. I work in the you could say the mining industry of the construction side. So we sell big giant crushers and screeners that take big giant stone, crushes it down, and sorts it. Well, I'm responsible for all the parts on these big machines. And you could have a machine could be like 1.5 million, or you could have one that's $800,000, and this is just one machine. So you get one little part that breaks. You could have like a $5,000 part that breaks. But there's all those connecting components around that part tend to fail. So me, my skills and what I went to school for and so forth, and FPV, and I actually went. I started out my school tenure. You could say I was my degree was in sport business management. So how do you take a sport product and position it in the marketplace and sell it? I always wanted to work for, like, the Yankees, the Knicks, the Rangers. I was a New York boy, and I went to school for this, and it actually helped out. Right as I was exiting college, I got an internship with the Syracuse Crunch AHL hockey team. It was the Columbus Blue Jackets of the NHL, and that was pretty awesome shit. And it taught me a lot of skills and marketing, and how do you run a brand, and that was a brand. It was a franchise. It was a part of the AHL minor league hockey team, and to go back, and the hot sauce was me just, like, connecting components. Like, we're always in the parks, we're always hanging out, barbecuing, going to our friend's house, just hanging out and stuff, and I'm always looking at my environments as, how can I enhance the We Bleed experience? Like, how can I make We Bleed more? How do I get into the minds of others by using subtle marketing? And these are the things that you go to school for. So that FPV is all about, we're in bandos or in parking lots or picnics, or the parks and so forth, and people are cooking and stuff. And that I had that aha moment, like, oh shit, like, we're cooking these foods, and I'm like, I love hot sauce. I'm like, oh, We Bleed needs a hot sauce, and that was it. I mean, literally, that was it. I called up a buddy, and I was like, "Hey, do you know anybody that has a ghost kitchen that can make, I have an idea for a hot sauce?" And sure enough, after a few phone calls and got somebody connected with somebody, and within the network, and that's it. Somebody introduced me to a ghost kitchen that actually produces hot sauces and different types of sauces in the global industry. And I reached out to him. I explained, what my desire was and what kind of taste I was looking for. And I, sent them some, you could say, spec sheets of what ingredients, and that was it. And we came back and forth, and me and my dad and I, we probably tested like 6 to 8 different sample bottles, and some were more garlicly, some had more garlic than others, and some were a little way too hot, and we just kind of worked it that way, and voila. After, I think we're down. I think we moved technically around 2,000 bottles since we
Uh,
started
that's
doing
cool.
the hot sauce. So it's cool. A good chunk of it goes out to the community. The other thing is marketing. Yeah, I look at when I spend money, instead of going to traditional, you know, billboard company. You can spend $3,500 and you can get a couple months. It's a billboard. People drive by. FPV is not like that. There's no real avenue. I mean, I bought a $10,000 ice hockey sponsorship board on the ice for Weebleed. I think I got maybe like 2 customers. That was probably but sometimes you got to spend money to make money, and it just needs. But what I'm saying is, I rather go out, spend the product on something, silly as like, grabbing a couple thousand bottles of hot sauce, or making a couple thousand little noisemakers, and, let's say we bleed. Um, it's best to give, in my mindset, it's always best to give than to receive. And especially if you're a business, it's always best to kind of acknowledge the people that helped you get where you are. So that's kind of what I like to do, and support the community and come up with cool little ideas and gizmos and so forth like that. It's getting harder though. I got to tell you though, the debt's piling up and it's getting harder. And but no, we're really happy. I definitely, I am proud to say that We Bleed has broke $1 million in retail sales in the last 2 years. So that's a pretty huge. That's a pretty monster feat for one guy, but it's the whole community. It's like I can't take full credit. I mean, everybody's out there doing their thing, and we're all doing this together. We're very passionate about FPV, and in general, and I think it connects with a lot of people because it's given everybody like the ultimate drug. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying. What I'm saying is that if you ever done a drug, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. FPV is actually like that free drug that just constantly, you put those goggles on and you're like, wow, that's what that feels like. And I think that's an ultimate rush, and it's clean and it's healthy. And
Yeah.
I think it opens up everybody's eyes when they really drop those goggles on. Some people can't handle it though, it takes time, or they just can't handle that fast motion. But I don't know. I was a gamer kid growing up, and once I put those goggles on, I was like, "Yo, this is the shit right here."
Yeah, it's definitely a great feeling, man. Like, especially when you can start flying good, you don't crash. Well, now I crash every 30 seconds still, but that's because I'm trying to go harder. But,
Yeah, yeah,
but,
yeah. I try not to. I'm
but
the opposite. I had AK build me 4 brand new whoops for Utopia, and I haven't even flown them yet. I just like look at them. I'm like, oh, these things look so clean. I was like, I know if I plug one in, I'm just gonna fucking smash it. So I'm like, do I need to practice? Which is crazy, I guess when you've flown like whoops for this long, like I've only flown like this year, and like I don't think I've flown once this year in 2026 yet. In IRL. Did I in IRL? Yeah, I don't think I've flown in 2026 yet. What I'm
that's
saying is that I don't get to fly that often. I'm always doing other things, and but which is crazy. You put the goggles on, you grab the transmitter, and bang, you guys like, yo, you're right back at it. So, which is,
I
I'm
got
not, I'm not, I'm not going to compete up with the elite level and send my whoops. And I don't, I'm not a tinker kind of guy. Um, I find it very tedious soldering on these little tiny
Yeah,
chipsets. I'm like, fuck, man. And you make one mistake, if you keep your soldering iron way too long on that little flight controller, and you're like, oh, there you fuck something.
it's
So
it's
you're gonna
definitely
have
whoops are definitely that's the worst part about whoops is trying to solder on them. Man, they suck. I hate it. I hate working on work on 5 inches enough. It drive me nuts sometimes, but
yeah, dude.
a whoop, it's like I hate it. I actually have. I think my wee bleed order just got here. I want to get a
Nice.
couple whoops ready. I have one that still flies really good, but I want to get a couple ready for the museum race. That
Yeah,
way,
no, the museum races. That's a. I just saw the preview for the track that just got
yeah.
dropped. It looks good. It's a great environment. I mean, is it the best flying environment? Hell no, no doubt about that. We all know that it has its issues with signal and all the metal in the building, but to go there to be a part of it, I think that's something super special. And yeah, I wouldn't, just got to get out there and fly. And I know props off is getting me shame right now. He says, go fly him. I hear you, buddy.
I don't think I've flown, and yeah, I did. Me and Sky FPV, we flew. What? I guess that was less. Oh shit! It's the 17th. I was thinking it was like the 8th or something. I'm about a week behind. Yeah, I've flown this year. I've flown once.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, I have a full-time job. I got 3 kids. I got an ex-wife. I have a baby mama girlfriend, whichever you want to call them. And I got Weebly, so and I try to squeak it in, but right now, ultimately, my focus and right now is Wootopia, like memorizing that Wootopia track, getting some stick time in on the sim that I've been doing, and just working, memorizing that track. So when that day comes and we're out, getting ready to jump on a plane to go to Arizona for Wootopia in February, I'll be ready.
What's
I'll
up,
be ready.
Toads? Yes, Sky. I knew it was about a week ago, but for some reason I was thinking it was like January 8th or something. I was trying to think if it was this year or last year, but I'm way off on the date. I guess time flies when you're having fun. Um,
Heck yeah, dude.
so Whooptopia, that's like. So I know they said it was 2 weeks. Did you say 2 weeks before the
Yeah, I think
museum?
it's Wootopia is going to be what February. I'm going out let me open up my calendar. Speak with. Where's my calendar? Good question. Oh, there's my calendar. Okay. Yeah. So that's going to be what February. Yeah, I think it's February 12th. I'm going actually. I'm flying out the 11th, and I'll be back on the 17th. So for any of you watching, Weebly's going to be closed from starting February 11th until February 17th, and the operations do resume on February 18th. So I kind of dread that moment, but it is what it is. There's only me, and I don't want to. I can't shut the store down. But so we'll have a. What I'm saying is we'll have a shit ton of boxes to do when we get back.
Uh,
You know,
how did
that's
you? What made you start We Bleed as far as a company?
really you want the honest question?
Yeah,
All
unless you
right.
don't want to talk about
You
it.
fucking no, it's all good, man. I mean, nobody's watching anyway, right? It's probably gonna no. Everybody knows this. Everybody that knows within the inner circle knows this, though. So I'm the type of guy that my buddy Sal, Aaron Wind, Sal and we met actually in 2011, I think. Right around we connected because of bitcoins, and I started a little side hustle business building Bitcoin miners, and which was kind of crazy. But my boy Sal, we've connected ever since, and then I was going through divorce at the time, 2016, 2017, And like 2017, 2018, he was just like, yo, you got to check this FPV stuff out. And my brain wasn't there, you know. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. You know, I just want to like, you know, kind of hang out in my new house and just, you know, be with my kids, you know, because it kind of, you know, I had a failure in my life. And sometimes it takes time to, you know, identify who you are and to rebuild yourself and to present yourself in a stronger light out there and how you want to represent yourself. And so, you know, it took me a little time, but my buddy Sal was persistent. So for like over a year, he was like knocking on my door saying, you got to put these goggles on. And so when I put the goggles on finally after a year, and that aha moment of like, oh shit, like wow, there's more to life than just sitting around not doing anything, you know, like lick your wounds and get, you know, man up and get out there and have some fun. So, but I give credit for Sal, and so what got me into We Bleed was the fact that there was only really one source, a couple sources for wood parts, and but the thing I noticed in the industry was like nobody was they were stocking wood parts, but nobody was really stocking them, and there wasn't, you know, the items that were out there in the different stores, and there was really only a few at that time. They were really limited, and so I'm like, hey, and I don't like to wait, or nor do I like to play the game of like, oh, we're only getting 20 in, and then you have 100 people fighting for the 20 items. It didn't make sense. So, I mean, that's not how you run a business. If you're gonna, you know, spend the money, you support the brand by making sure that you have ample enough of stock. So, and at the time, Tiny Whoop was the go-to place, and every time I would go online, you know, to buy stuff, it was sold out, or you know, you'd get something in and you know 20 minutes later it's gone already. So I was like, ah, fuck this, you know, that's not how I operate. I was like, I could, you know, I've been working at Emerald. I'm working at a company, a parts division of Emerald. It's a $50 million construction company, and around 12 to 14 million is parts, and that's what I do. So I already have the skill set and the knowledge of how to, you know, take a product, source a product, negotiate a product, develop it, place it in the marketplace, understand the whole shipping, the receiving, legality of it, the whole shebang. So I kind of was just like, all right, this is going to be easy for me, but what I'm going to do is just simplify and just focus in on, you know, certain core groups of this. And I just started building the inventory up, and, you know, just keeping connected with the community and saying, hey, you know, what's working, what doesn't, and you know, what do you like about our motors compared to our competitors, and you know, and a lot of people said, hey, you know, I don't mind spending a couple extra bucks because I know that you always have them in stock and on the shelf, and kind of I stuck with that, and but yeah. I mean, to answer your question, to go back, Tiny Whoop was always sold out, and I'm not the person to sit around to be like, ah, I'm going to wait, you know, 4 months, or you know, let me gamble. So I went out there and created Weebleed, and give mad props to shout out to Ken Swifty, because Swifty was funny. My like literally first, I don't know, 3 4 months in at FPV, I spent like, I don't know, $5,000 8,000, and it was just like, what? This is insane. I was like, you're literally bleeding money. And it was funny because we were like, you know, the business name is called Salt City Racing FPV LLC, and that's the business name. And but I was like, you know, it doesn't. I needed something that reflects globally, and you know, we were all, me and Swifty and a few others were just probably drinking, having a good time down in Ithaca, and I was like, I want to come up with a new name, and we were explaining, you know, what's passionate about FPV. You know, FPV is, you know, people are passionate and it's expensive, and Swifty was like, we bleed, and I was like, bang, dude, that is the great friggin' name. You know, it represents everything. You know how passionate we are. You know, just and that was it, and it just stuck, and you know, and yeah, it was pretty badass, man. So that's how we came up with the name We Bleed. It wasn't, Swifty definitely spieled it, screamed it out that day, and that was that aha moment. So, but yeah, that's We Bleed. Tiny Whoop was always sold out on parts. Ken Swifty screamed out "Rebleed." I think he was literally the first person to scream it out too. And I was like, dude, that's our battle cry, also, which is great.
Good morning, Phil. How long has We Bleed been open?
We started in 2019, like legally wise.
That's
Um,
crazy.
I
Um,
know it's so crazy how time flies, and it's. I mean, this year. I mean, this year we had phenomenal sales. Number wise, we processed 6,000 orders here, right from this humble little operation we have here. 6,000 orders that we pumped out in 2025. So yeah, which is pretty damn amazing. So I mean, do I want to, I want to build it to $1 million, revenue per year? Yeah, without a doubt. I think that's completely manageable. One man can definitely do that. It's not the smartest thing, but I mean, if you're a grinder, go out and get it. Get yours. If you see that blue ocean opportunity, don't just take the. You gotta take risks in life, and you gotta gamble. And I kind of saw something there, and I had some skill sets already lined out, and I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I think I can make this happen. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I definitely plan on being here another, you know, as long as we can, legally wise and legit wise too. So the whole FCC, if you want to touch base on that, though, that definitely opens up a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace. But me personally, and I think this has been coming off a lot, where we need to just pause, take the information, and take it with a grain of salt. A lot of the technology out there on company like NDAA products, the U Blue AS, those are different types of companies. Those companies are already engaged directly with the government and are selling them, components that can be used for other, all different types of sectors, you could say, not just military killing, all that good stuff. It's across the board. I don't think those individuals writing that were like, oh, we're going to go after the hobbyist marketplace. I don't even think that we were even thought. Like, I don't even think people realized that, yes, they're overlapping sectors, but when they wrote this, document, they were basically threw everybody in the one giant basket. So we got to take it with a grain of salt. I don't think it was strictly geared at us 100%. And I don't think, I hope nobody thinks that they were coming after us. I don't think that we know this for a fact. What they're looking for is smart technology, smart batteries, GPSs, receivers, VTXs, anything that actually is communicating to the mothership above us. No, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? No,
yeah.
any of that type of tech that has the ability to communicate, they want to be able to like pull it in. Like the genie got out, and they're trying the friggin' genie is like literally flying all around, and they're trying to put that genie back in the bottle, and it's going to be super challenging. The crazy part is like a brushless motor, like a little micro brushless motor, that they want to kind of regulate and lump it into the same category as the big stuff. If you go into the dentistry, teeth, the little like drills and stuff, they drill your teeth and stuff. Those have like little brushless motors in them. So it just seems it's crazy with that big swoop that they, with their brush, they painted everything over and said, okay, we're going to ban all this stuff. I think, they're already walking it back. As you could see, you already saw that there, there's already reports like, hey, listen, we're going to give the blue UAS list guys a full year to become compliant. So they can't really do anything, and they can't focus just in on, me or say Fly High or somebody. They can't just do that. That would be, I just don't think legally that they can focus in on certain individuals or companies. And so we just need to take a step back, be able to evaluate. Don't let the hype or the hysteria get to people. And I think like it doesn't hurt that we reach out to manufacturers locally to see if they have the capability to like build this type of technology. Which, I mean, some of our vendors and suppliers um, are already making investments in America. but they're not investments for our industry either, which is the crazy. But they're going for the responding to emergencies, the military, the police, the the infrastructure of industrial, like farming. I mean, those are the sectors that they want to protect from a national security standpoint.
Well,
Yeah.
some
So
of the hysteria is from like YouTubers wanting clicks though too. I think that stuff pisses me off when they do that stuff.
yeah.
They just want.
What's props off? We need FPV to separate from drones. Yeah, that. That's tough because they don't know. I think companies like WeBleed, I think companies like Tiny Whoop, I think organizations like Multi GP, what AK's doing out in Arizona with his community and the Wootopia, and what we're doing over here on the East Coast with We Bleed Northeast Whoop Champs and the Ohio race. Those are the moments to bring in your local representatives and show them firsthand that this is a controlled, contained environment. And I think that type of influence can definitely, speak more volumes than lumping us up or showing them some dumbass Ukrainian drone tank video and this is what's going to happen in America. That's the problem where everyone keeps feeding that type of videos, to these individuals of the political influence, so, that they have the ability to make change. We do need to show them that this is not, like we're different. We're a different category and we shouldn't just be lumped up into that giant category.
Yeah, like I saw on Christmas morning, I was going up to my grandpa's and I saw some kids standing in a field playing with like a drone. I'm like, man, and like there's like three or four of them. They were all happy. I was like, I hope like this can continue. You know what I mean? It sucked because they were all happy watching it. It was like
Yeah.
probably like a cheap. It looked like a cheap Walmart, drone that sucks to fly. But hopefully that leads them into like flying like what we do.
Yeah, I just placed I just placed an order with Happy Model, and I asked them. I was like, hey, I think the best thing to do is I don't want to like I don't want them to start selecting like shipments, because I noticed that a lot of my inbound shipments will say UAS or what the hell was the other one? Aerial flight controller or aeronomics. Like I asked them to dumb it down, dumb the description down, which we already sent a inquiry to our legal advisors asking the same thing. It's like, we can change descriptions not to, kind of skirt around legality reasons, but I think it's best not right now to call like a flight controller a aerial, what the hell did they use? Aerial UAS, controller or something like that. Those are like key words. Like, I don't know. My only concern is that some of these our vendors are I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It would be. Hopefully, my shipments don't get compromised, but I think that we're still good with the UAS getting a 1 year kind of a what do you want to call it? A little. They kick the can
A,
slightly down the road, you
a,
could say.
a grace period.
Yeah, grace period. There you go. So you know, I just don't want it to be once that happens, then it's game over. But I don't think honestly we have the capability, manpower, or resources to inspect every single package that comes through customs. Because how can somebody differentiate if it's for an RC boat or an RC car? Or like there's so many different like a wing. It just doesn't seem like we have that capability, resources wise. So I think I'm pretty sure we'll be okay for now, but come 1 to 2 years from now, I think it'll be a different environment once again, because then you'll be able to see who has the capability or influence from a political and financial standpoint to get in bed with some of these um, legal representative, our senators and reps of our delegates, whatever the hell you want to call the peeps. But yeah, it'll be interesting times. for sure.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, what do you think? What do you think is going to transpire? What do you think? I mean, what are you hearing out there?
I mean,
Um,
I haven't really paid much attention, man. Like I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions, and
no,
I'm just gonna do what I've done since I started in 2018. So
fly responsibly.
yeah, like I haven't hoarded anything yet. That's what sucks too. Like people hear stuff like that, and then like I've talked to this one dude. He's bought like 12 O4s or something. Like he'll buy an O4 like every time they come out and just like stockpiles them.
Yeah, hey, I mean,
I
there's
haven't.
nothing wrong with stockpiling. Hey, this is not financial advice, but if anybody out there, make sure you go gobble up some silver right now. So silver's looks like it's going to be making a run for historical levels, and I don't know. I keep reading shit about silver that we could see anywhere to 150 bucks up to 300 an ounce for silver, and technically in October it was trading at 40 bucks an ounce. So
Dang.
yeah, so if you're holding on to silver, hold on to it, and then it doesn't hurt to buy a little something, something right now, because you never know if that goes up to 300 an ounce, and you're sitting on a couple hundred ounces, and jeez, you got yourself a nice little exit ticket out of all this nonsense.
Scott,
Just think of
you've
5,000 ounces, what we could buy at $300 an ounce, and if you're holding on 5,000 ounces, you know, that's kumbaya, peeps.
is everybody in the chat looking up where to buy silver at right now? I haven't.
Silver.com is a good website I use, so but yeah, no, but it'll be interesting. I mean, not financial advice, don't take or anything. Everything's a risk in life.
You said spend everybody's life savings on silver. Okay.
Yeah. Fuck FPV. Go right to silver right now. Shit, man. I'm like, I should buy another 10 ounces. I'm like, hey, this is where it's at. But yeah, my God, if my dad had only kicked me in the ass maybe like 6 months ago before he started, like how you always find out the very last minute before the shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like, oh damn it, man! Like if you had told me like 4 months ago to be like start hoarding now. But I get it why that DJI, that guy was hoarding all the O4s, and because there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of uncertainty, and people don't like that. I definitely don't like uncertainty. I like to have a grounded playing field, or a good understanding of my environment, so I can navigate. But so FCC, it's yeah,
I,
it
s-
definitely caused a little some restless nights, you could say. But if you do everything, the legal way, then we're okay.
I still have probably like three or four, maybe five vistas. I don't even know how many vistas I have. And I have like two or three. I have two O3s in 5 inch. Then I have like two O3s that are just sitting there. So I'm good on VTXs really for a while.
No doubt.
I don't have
Yeah, no.
12 O4s, but
Any existing, here's the thing, any existing product that they've already, if they received an FCC, like I don't know, I don't even think this has FCC on it. It says CE, but doesn't. I don't see FCC. I mean, it might say somewhere. No, this one doesn't. One of these. What I'm getting at is like some of them have FCC notices on them, but they don't have that little icon logo. But the ones that have already received, I mean, yeah, you could literally bring those back into the country. I don't think that they're gonna go back in time and say this license is not valid. This license, I don't think they have the manpower or understandings to go out there and to do that. So
well,
I think existing products will be okay. It's it's the new stuff, I guess, where you guys are you're gonna have a little hard time. But you got your friends in Canada, to say anybody up on the border, they can
yeah.
easily just
I can be in Canada in less than 4 hours.
I'm only an hour and probably an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes away from the Canadian border. So
We're going
if anybody wants to meet me up there, and
road trip to Canada.
yeah. I mean, it's like it's kind of it's so weird. Nobody's. I honestly don't think it's going to be a seriously. It'll have that effect like what you know the fear people are trying to oh the end it's the end of days for FPV, it's dead. I just don't see that. I don't see that happening because the FCC can't. How's the FCC going to regulate that? There's no communication to it. Like good luck. And what about all the schools and all the STEM classes and all the
Yeah.
techs, and all the programs and drone curriculum in schools have been. It's probably like ask any teacher out there. I guarantee they have some sort of drone curriculum program in their schools, or they're talking about bringing it. So
Well, like
um,
Mako, I'm sure you've seen her. She teaches and she like has a program for her kids, like where they fly whoops and all like and stuff. Like I think
I
she said
mean,
once a
you
week.
got companies like Drone Cadets. I mean, like actual companies, like in the FPV industry that have started, right around the same time frame as we have, and there's companies out there that are strictly focused towards like the schools. Drone Cadets is one of them, and I guarantee that they would easily be able to capture, the right people's ears and attention, and say, hey, you know this is what we're doing, and this is what this could definitely have detrimental outcomes for everybody. And I don't know. I just think once again we need to take it with a grain of salt, and not push a different narrative. I think we just kind of have to take a step back, look at it, and just wait. I know Mr. David Messina, from the FPV Freedom Coalition. I believe he had his meeting yesterday with the FCC attorneys. So I'm waiting to get a kind of a feedback report from him regarding that meeting and any guidance that he could share and clarification, regarding this topic. So, but we do have a year. And if you have disposable income out there and you have some little FU money, it wouldn't hurt grabbing some, 04s. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just being smart about your hedging. You're hedging some financial. And if shit does really get tough out there, and you have something out there that you could just barter and exchange. What's up, little man?
What's up, Chewy? Um, I have to leave here in about 25 minutes, so I'm not trying to shut it down or anything.
No, no, no. It's all
But
good.
hey, guys,
I gotta feed my kids anyway, so.
we're going to do two giveaways here in a little bit, guys, in the next 10 or 15 minutes. One of them's going to be for my patrons. I appreciate you guys. You helped me do the giveaways. And then one will be for everybody that's watching. You guys can all
What's that?
enter. It'll be a 25. They're both going to be $25 gift cards to We Bleed. We Bleed
get
supports
something
the
to eat.
community, so we need to support him. If we do two We Bleed gift cards, what is the best way? Just to give them your email, or give you their email? Is that how it would work? Is that the easiest
Yeah, I
way to do
mean,
it?
yeah. For sure. You're
Or
doing.
should I just buy them and then send them the code?
Yeah. What you could do is you just buy them. They're digital, and if you buy
Alright.
them and then just capture the email, and boom, we could just we could yeah, easy way, man. It's all digital. Everything.
Yeah. I bought We Bleed gift cards. I don't know why I asked, because I was thinking when you gave them for our Christmas thing. All right. I didn't need to ask that question.
It's all good.
I guess I'll do my patron giveaway first. I want to thank my patrons, because you guys, my patrons are awesome. They help me do giveaways, and I want to give a huge shout out to Onyx. Onyx was my first patron. He's the one that taught me into doing it instead of me spending all my own money on giveaways. It was his idea. So thanks, Onyx, Bullfrog, Lambo, Hypnos, Smags, Papa Grizzly, That Guy Fly, Red, String Bean, Dead Kenny, Dinstar, Big Oily, and Smags. Thank you guys for being my patrons. So you guys will be entered in the first giveaway, and then I'll do one for everybody else too here in a second.
Nice.
Um, I'll be. I want to set up a wheel. So if I'm like zoning out and not saying anything, that's what I'm doing.
Oh, no worries, man. You asked me a question, I'll just keep on rambling. It's all good.
I'm trying to. I want to have to turn your. Crap.
He's downstairs.
Props off. I don't like Google Meets. I wish I wouldn't have switched to it.
I had a hard time with Google.
I want to turn your.
Okay, Mama. I'll go get your lunch right after this. I got my little helper. He's just hanging out with me. He's like, Daddy, I'm hungry.
Tell him to hold off 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes, buddy. I promise. We'll go get something yummy to eat.
I'm hungry too, man.
No doubt.
I think it looks good. All right, I want to enter. All right, I'll stop talking so I can hurry up. But yeah, I appreciate you. You've been the biggest supporter of our Christmas special, and like I said, every time, man, I see a Whoop event, you're like the diamond sponsor or whatever you want to call it.
I'm just here supporting the community. I'm doing, I think putting the money or gifts or swag to the community is the best thing. Because once again, those car billboards out there, you could buy them for a couple $1,000s a month, and it's just I rather, what we generate here goes back to the community and to pay it forward and to, spread the love of FPV. I think we did a great job, and the community has done a great job of being ambassadors of FPV. Now we need to just be, a little more, show them the good stuff of FPV, how important it is. You got Steady Eddie out there, Steady Eddie over in the Albany, New York section area. He's using drones for rescue missions, for finding lost pets. If you follow Steady Eddie, and you'll see that he's actually been doing really well with it. And but those are examples like we need to get into the representatives and your senators and those individuals. You got to show them that aspect, not just strapping a device to a drone and then harming people. It's just there's more to that. Same thing with the guns. You put guns in the right hands and people are okay, but you're gonna get bad apples out there, and just show them the good stuff. And I think FPV needs to kind of step up here. And if they want to keep FPV and keep what we have, I think it's important that we get a little, advocacy, get out there, become more vocal in the community and showing people like, hey, there's some positive stuff that can be achieved with this. And these are the reasons. And it would be nice. I don't want to shut my operation down. I really like doing what I do, and it's a lot of fun.
I want to spin for my patrons giveaway, and then we'll do everybody else can do a giveaway. And shout out to Pokey for this raffle. It's really cool. I tried to ask him to come on, but I can't get hold of him. So if anybody knows Pokey and he wants to come on and talk about how he came up with this cool giveaway. won. That's cool. Is he's one of my oldest patrons also, and he's really into whoops. So
I asked Pokey to create a whoop one, so still waiting.
I'll tell him that he needs to come on my stream.
Yeah.
And talk about it.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
All right, I'll get back and bring you up. Dang, I got the full screen. You guys can look at me now.
There you go.
Full screen. I got my Smack shirt on. I think he gave it to me for my birthday. I'll get you back on for a second. Alright, there you are. Alright. What's up, Smags? Speaking of you. All right, let me get ready to do the. If you guys want to win this giveaways for anybody, um, I guess type in "We Bleed" and I'll write your name down, and then we will do a spin. Have you ever told anybody no about sponsoring an event?
Have yeah. I can't. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've definitely said no. I can't sponsor, and yeah, no doubt about it, man. I can't not sponsor every single stuff, and um, it's expensive. I've shipped stuff all around the world, and return on investment is pretty tough. So you gotta be smart about it. If there's you got a bunch of local guys and you're only getting 5 or 6 dudes. I mean, I love the support and I love but you have to say no sometimes. Unfortunately, it's you know it's a small operation in that regards. I'm not. It's not. We're not breaking banks and shit like that. So, but we try to support the big events and people that I know that are actually going out there and doing the right thing and promoting FPV. I mean, those are definitely individuals that I get behind and support. So, but yeah, if you send an email to me and say, hey, I need 20 frames and, I got 4 guys signed up, I just can't do that. And we definitely get those inquiries too, but it's all good. Keep sending them our way. You never know.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Like you sponsored our Christmas event twice, and that's
Yeah.
awesome. Well, we've only
Well,
done.
you could thank props though. That's
Yeah,
props.
props off. He helps a lot of people out too.
So yeah, for sure, man. If props calls, I've had dinner, actually quite a few dinners with props anyway. So if he's calling and asking, I'm more than happy to support. So and you get to meet me in real person. We get to go hang out, have a few beers, and chit chat. And I'm all about helping the community and doing what's right. So
All right, we have. If I want to say your guys' name, and if I missed you, let me know. I got props off King Keek, Equity, Smags, Ogre, 85, um, Papa Grizzly, Chewy, Jimmy, Sky, Hypnos, Slambo, Exile, Scoob. I think I got everybody. Let me double check. I got
thanks,
you
Eric.
props off.
This beautiful design right there by that guy.
Who made that?
Oh, that's your man right here. Yeah, Org's FPV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good guy, man. He's a great artist. Hey, I'm on the phone. Chaos in the Grabowski household right now.
All right.
Sounds like the dog is getting hyper.
All right, guys. I said your name. I'll read them one more time before I spin the wheel and double check. Um,
Beautiful stickers.
I have props off. Crap. Props off.
Can you go upstairs let mommy know that Daddy's doing a live stream and like everyone could hear her?
I couldn't hear, but I don't know if you
No,
guys could.
trust me, I could hear her. What do you need help with, buddy? What's that? Did you have Dino down here? All right, well, I'll help you once I'm off. We just got a new puppy in the household, so
Oh, that's cool.
he's very hyperactive when you first come down to greet. So is it 12 o'clock? So, yeah, my missus was sleeping for all this time, so now she's up. I could hear her. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning every day, so no matter if it's a weekday or weekends.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, you got to get this operation. It's 30 to 40 boxes a day, so you got to stay on top of it, and you can't. Yeah, there's no margin for mistakes.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I have 13 people. Let me see if I missed anybody. All right, guys, this will be going once, going twice. Props off King Keek, Equity, Smags, Ogre, 85, Papa, Chewy, Jimmy, Sky, Hypnos, Lambo, and Exile Scoob. That's who I got on the list here. I don't think I missed XJet. I don't think he's watching King Keek. 85 is somebody with the name 85. I'm going back to look. 85 Yoder 559. That's who 85 is. All right, I'm going to get ready to spin it, guys, so we can.
Just go and let mommy know.
Is he hungry?
Yeah.
All right, we're about done. All right, guys. I'm spinning it, props off. Good luck, guys. Thanks for watching. Or, well, I'm not leaving yet, but thanks for watching. Go support We Bleed. He supports us. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. You know, definitely much appreciated. It's been a wild ride. I definitely plan on sticking around for as long as I can. Keep this, monster moving forward, and keep supporting the community, and providing good customer service, and just being there. Being on point, and when we do make mistakes, we'll own it, and that's just the nature of the beast.
Congratulations.
So, but thank you, everybody.
Congratulations, Jimmy.
Jimmy, congrats.
All right. Do you want to say anything before we get off here?
No, I mean, we're good. Thank you, everybody. Much appreciated. Thanks for all the support, and keep doing what you're doing out there, and let's have fun, and let's be positive ambassadors of FPV right now, because the microscope is definitely on us. So that's all. Keep doing what we're doing out there, and just have fun. And if you get an opportunity to show people and show them, the positive benefits, and talk about the kids and education and emerging industries, because that's what our future holds for not just us, but our kids' future. And we want to utilize the technology that's going to help and enhance our day-to-day life, and this is what this tech does, and this is what this tech is all about. So don't forget that. That's all, man. And if you hear anybody doing something that they shouldn't be doing with the maybe politely privately talk to them about there's consequences, not just for for them, but for everybody. So that's all. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but
I appreciate.
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. I appreciate you guys watching, and I appreciate you coming on. Sorry we started a little bit late, guys. Technical difficulties, but it ended up being a good stream. But
thank you, Nebby.
Thank you guys for
watching.
Thank
you, everybody. Props.
Bye.
Always a pleasure, my dude.
Yeah, props off is great. Go sub to props off.